Everyone, it's Tammy. I just here sitting here listening to some tunes until somebody shows up, and then we'll begin. I hope you're ready. I hope you have questions. This is all about you. Special education, go figure. This be all about you guys. Ooh. Just listen to some nice tunes. Hi, whoever you are. How you doing? Hope you have a good time, good day, good night. Hi. Do you guys like the music? Hmm? Yeah, today's going to be about you guys. I hope you have some questions for me. I have some stuff to give to you, from some information. If you guys go, crickets on me, I can still do this. So anyway, can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me some hearts, something. Let me know you're there. Okay. Just wait a couple more minutes and we'll see who's coming. Anyway, I'm just going to begin. So I'm a tiger. I'm going to stop this music real quick. So, how you guys doing today? Is everybody having a good time? Was it good for you today? It's freezing where I'm at. It's just absolutely freezing. I don't like it. I like it because when I think about it, I have to think about the 95-degree heat we have every day in the summertime here. So I'm not happy with no ocean near me. So it's not good. But anyway, so tonight is going to be question and answer day. So if you have questions, then shoot them to me. Shoot them over to me in a text, in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. And we can keep it moving. So just in case everybody, like I said just a few minutes ago, goes crickets on me, I still have some things that I can show you and tell you about that I think it would be interesting for you guys to know. One of them is last week we were talking about the stuff that went on in Massachusetts where OSEP was involved, the Office of Special Education Programs. And I went in and I looked at on my YouTube, somebody had asked a question. So basically what they were saying is, so what was that with OSEP in Massachusetts, giving them a heads up to straighten out and fix the mistakes. And my response to her was kind of, sort of. You have to picture OSEP as the state's boss, okay? Now, the reason why this is important is because, let me tell you this. The feds gave Massachusetts over 64, was it? $164 million, right around there, okay? So that's a lot of money for them not to be held accountable for and to take responsibility for. They can't just take grant money and spend it wherever they want. In order for them to take that money from the feds, they had to sign an agreement. And that agreement said, you have to do this. You have to implement all of these regulations, and you have to supply us with documentation to prove that you met all of these regulations, that you did everything that you were supposed to do. Because if you don't, you keep doing it over and over and over again, the same mistakes over and over and over again, the failure of not providing the feds with the necessary documents that the contract that they signed agreed to that they would do, we're going to come take your money eventually. Because, we don't care. And it doesn't matter if the state goes and writes new laws and all of that, because what people don't want to understand is there's a tier, okay? You start off on the bottom. The bottom is district, okay? The middle is the state. The top dog in charge, the feds, okay? The feds are in charge. You don't do what the feds tell you, they will come and take your money. So what I wanted to show you guys is there's an actual law that talks about enforcement after they get the money. It's 300, it's 300.600. Okay. And that was in the letter. Hi, Amanda. That was in the letter that I showed you guys last week. Hi, Shannon Lopez. I don't know. Good evening, Shannon Lopez. Okay. Hi, Shannon Lopez. The letter that I showed you last week actually cited a bunch of regulations that the state has to adhere to. The reason why those laws are in there, and the reason why the state said we want this, we want this, we want, oh, okay, you're tagging a parent. Okay, great. Thank you. The reason why is because the feds are saying, look, guys, we're not playing. Give us this information or else. That's it. Now, one of the things that I have to tell you is that, let's say hypothetically, the feds keep doing it. Oh, I mean, the state keeps doing it over and over again. And then they're saying, basically, we don't care. So the feds say, okay, we're coming to take your money. As soon as the feds say they're coming to take the money, they put it in writing. Everything that the school has to do for you, the state has to do with the feds, and the feds have to do with the state. The feds don't get involved with the school districts directly, okay? The feds only get involved with the state because it is the state's sole responsibility and obligation to ensure that the federal laws are implemented, okay? That's why they do it. So the feds aren't playing with the school district, because here's the thing. If the feds come in and the feds take the money from the state, the district ain't getting it either. See what I'm saying? And let the crumbs fall where they may. So that's why it's important to know. When the feds get involved, their goose is cooked. The way we get them involved is you guys have to work as a team. The more of us that are contacting OSEP and saying, look, this is what they're doing, ask them questions. You can ask the feds questions. So if you did a complaint, for instance, you do a complaint and it comes back that the school won. Before you even file a complaint, you can say to the feds, dudes, I just need to know. Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but can a school district do this, this, and this? Because it seems like the law contradicts that. Now, if you don't know the law, just say it seems that the law contradicts that. And what will happen is that OSEP will send you back the law and what it says. It might be for you. You might be able to use it. Then again, maybe not. But at least now you have the law. You know what they're supposed to do. Okay? So that's why it's important that we keep everybody in contact. OSEP, we keep OSEP right there, because OSEP has, hi, Barbara. I got your call. I was busy. I'll call you tomorrow. OSEP has a list, if you will, of all of the areas. Every 3 years, they do an investigation. Or every 3 years, every 6 years, they do an investigation. They come in and they do like an audit. Like if you work for a company and you hear them talking about an audit, that's pretty much what OSEP does. Every few years with states. They have people all over the place. Excuse me. They have people all over the place in the OSEP, and they cover different states. So every 3 years, every 6 years, the feds come in, and they used to come directly into the schools, into the state, but now they do it, via the internet, because they've evolved. Whereas the Department of Education, like in Massachusetts, they have not. They don't want to, because if they don't evolve, then guess what? Now they make it difficult for you. But they're finding out what that means right now. How's that for difficult, people? But anyway, they have the same rights to the state. So if OSEP comes in after all of this time and OSEP says, hey, we're taking your money, and if you don't like it, here are your rights. They have to do the same thing, okay? Now, the state has to go to federal court, okay? And they have to argue, we didn't do this, it's not because of that, and yeah, but, and how comes, and all of that stuff. They have to go tell it to the judge. What the states don't want to realize, like in Massachusetts, is that they don't get to take all of that money and then spend it any way they want. They have to spend it the way they told the feds they were going to spend it, on your kid. Yeah. They keep getting the same complaints over and over and over again from parents and from advocates and from organizations that help parents and advocates. They're coming. They're coming for you, state. Okay? So I need you guys to understand that. And a lot of people say, oh, the feds don't do that. No, they do not get involved in your case directly. What they do is they get involved after they keep getting the same crap. Now, you guys are on my page, but you guys are on a whole bunch of groups, Facebook groups and what is it? YouTube groups. So you guys can get together and you unite. And you guys can tell everybody this stuff. You know what we need to do? We should get OSEP involved. All it is an email. Do you understand, people? It's just an email. It's not hard. It's just like, my YouTube channel. It's not hard to subscribe to my channel and to follow me and to like me and to put in a comment. It's just free. Just do it. Okay, that was a little plug for me. But that's exactly what the feds do. Okay? You guys can do the same thing I did. I was just relentless. I'm like a pit bull. I did not let it go, and I'm not going to ever let it go. We're talking about little babies here that have the same rights. Why can't they teach them? I don't understand what's wrong with them. They make me sick to my stomach. I can't believe there are people on this earth that would love to take a job and do this to children. I mean, why would you take this job? I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to know that there is a process. And that's why it takes long. You know what they say about the wheels of justice and all of that stuff? Work slowly. They ain't kidding. It ain't. But I would rather do it the way I did it because I got better results. I got more action in less time than had we just gone to the BSEA and gone to federal court. Okay? Nobody wants to do that crap going to federal court. What for? Although I just found a case where an entire case from the BSEA from last year, a parent filed in federal court. They appealed the decision of the hearing officer, and everything got sent back to the damn hearing officer because she's nuts. Okay. What she did was unbelievable. And one day I'll share that with you. But the case is online and you can get it. And the judge came back and said that the hearing officer erred all over the place, to the point where he remanded the case back to the hearing officer to fix it. The parent didn't lose. The school district lost. And the BSEA, the Department of Education, they appealed it. They countered, and then they appealed it, the summary judgment, and it came back again. They were wrong. And she still has to fix it. So I'm working on that one too. I don't know what they're going to do with me. They're crazy. And I have that hearing officer and that attorney from the school district on another case. Go figure. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. You guys got any questions about any of this stuff? Or you want me to just tell you some stuff? Okay. I just put out there that I wanted to do a video, a tutorial on how to write goals and objectives in an IEP. What do you guys think? If you like it, give me a, let me know, hearts and smiley faces and stuff like that, laughy face, anything to let me know while I'm here if you guys want to do it. I think I'm going to do it anyway, but it would be nice if you guys thought it would be of, interest to you. Because what I do know as an advocate is that when I see some of these crazy IEPs, oh God, it hurts the brain. I mean, it literally hurts my brain to even read some of the nonsense that's in there. The goals are not measurable. They don't make any sense. Half the time, if you go get the one from before, sounds good. Okay. Though if they get the one from before, from the previous year, if you put them up against each other, they're the same damn goals. They just reworded it. It's the same damn goal. And guess what? When a kid, that's what I want you guys to know too. When a kid doesn't make gains, when they didn't make any progress, let me put it to you this way. When the school district admits in the progress reports that the kid didn't meet the goal, they're screwed. That means that the IEP is not reasonably calculated to address the student's unique needs. That means it was poo-poo caca in plain layman's terms. That's what it was. It was a piece of doo-doo. Okay. This year, I think it was this year, I had a school district have no, it was last year. I had a school district have the audacity to blame the parent. To blame the parent because the IEP goals and objectives were junk. They said it was her job. I said, you people are and their lawyer was there. And I said, you people are a piece of work. If the goals and if the parent's sitting here and the parent tells you what she wants in the goals and objectives, you guys always say no. You always got something to say about what the parent's doing. Oh, God forbid the parent should participate in her kid's team meeting. God forbid. Yeah. And then they blame her because she didn't participate. She didn't do it because you stopped her from doing it, you twit. I hate people. I don't like people. I don't like them. So anyway, the goals have to be written a certain way. And I'm going to show you guys in the tutorial how to first of all, identify the goals. What are your kids' needs? And I'm going to show you, and I have one video out there right now. Okay. And hopefully maybe I'll be able to slide it in this one. But the one that I did I do the cartoon one for that? I don't think so. But anyway, the IEP goals and objectives are pretty easy. Yes, you can meet people like the teachers and staff from Evergreen School that have done bad things to students who young disabilities. Evergreen School just hired a new CEO because of. Okay, Barbara, you're writing too fast, and that's too much. Nobody knows who Evergreen is. Evergreen is a private special needs school in Massachusetts that the CEO was making $800,000 a year. And the kids, one of my clients, came out worse than he went in. And he was 22 when he left. Yeah, it's not good. But anyway, when you write the IEP, and they're going to fight you on it, guys. They're going to fight you. And that's okay. Because when they fight you, they have to put it in writing. They have to tell you the whys and what fors. And that's another one that I want to talk about. So when the school district tells you guys no, you can kick it up a notch, right? And whatever you discuss at the team meeting, if they agree to it, they have to do it. So if they say your kid can have speech and language therapy, when that IEP rolls around for your signature or for you to look at, because some states you don't have to sign them, when the IEP comes around and it doesn't have speech and language, yeah, you file a complaint because that's not what you agreed on. They agreed to put speech and language in there. And you immediately, soon as you guys have to understand something, man, you have got to respond when you get whack stuff from the school district and the IEP. You look that IEP over. Do not assume that those wombats did anything you asked them to do. Because your kid could be getting services. And the kid ain't doing anything. Because the goals in the IEP are so vague that there's nothing to measure. Okay? If there's nothing, if the goals are vague, that's a violation. Because if the goal is vague, then how are you measuring vagueness? You can't measure vagueness. You just, it's you gotta address the goal. The goal has to be specific, okay? It has to be very specific. Now, in some states, they don't have objectives. Okay, that's fine. But when you write up the goal, it includes how you're going to get there, okay? You can't just pie in the sky. She's going to learn how to read and write 5 sentences, blah, 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 blah. This is the way it goes. You write up the goal, and it says something to the effect. By the end of the IEP period, this is a goal. The student, how do I write it? Yeah, I'll do it this way because I'll pretend nobody has objectives. So the IEP would read something like this. First, you have to identify how long this is going to take to meet this goal. By the end of the IEP period. So if the IEP is only 6 months, shame on them. Okay? Because they do that a lot too. Your IEP is supposed to be written for a year. A year, okay? Not 6 months, not quarterly. Okay. And if they write the IEP for that, then okay, fine. Accept it. If they come back in 1 quarter and tell you that the kid didn't meet the goals, they're screwed. File a complaint. The student didn't meet the goal. This is what they said the kid would do in 1 quarter. The first progress report. There are ways to get these people, you guys. There's what you have to think outside of the box. Okay. You have to look at the document and say to yourself, well, this doesn't make any damn sense. Go with your gut. Go with your first impulse. Okay. 99% of the time, the way you think about the IEP and the goals and objectives, you're 100% right. If that crap doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense. Don't second guess yourself. If you don't believe me, ask them how. And when they start yada yada, well, what we're going to do is yada yada yada, and they tell you all this wonderful stuff, and you look at them and you go, yeah, but none of that's in the IEP objective. And then when they say, well, no, I want it in the IEP objective, because you saying that but not putting it in here means you're going to do what you want to do, and you say it to them. So what you do is, while they're running their mouth, you're writing. And if they're talking too fast, you make them slow down. You say, wait. What did you just say? You said that the IEP goal is going to include this, this, and this. Is that correct? Is that what you said? Wait a minute. You said something else. You make them stop, okay? And they're going to say, well, we can't. Yes, you can. This is called a team meeting. And let me tell you the reason why we're here. My kid. We're here because of my kid, not because of your kid. This isn't your kid's IEP meeting. This is my IEP meeting. And if you don't want to discuss it here, I'm good. Send me that stupid IEP, and I'm going to break it down for you when I get there. When I get it, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. How about that? How about we do that? Because these questions that I'm asking you, that's going to be part of my complaint, doofus. See, that's what you do. That will become part of your complaint. That means if they have to explain the goal, it ain't good. Because anybody should be able to pick up that IEP. Say you moved. You know, the IEP can follow your kid wherever you go. So if you have junk in one school district and then you move out of state, guess what? Now you got junk in another state, because another state can say, oh, we accept that. You're damn skippy, they'll accept it. It's vague as hell. I'm going to show you guys in the thing where the laws are on how there are actual instructions for the school and the state to write an IEP goal. Yes, there's instructions. You guys see my piggies in the background? See their little heads? See their little heads popping up? That's Cully. She's digging for food. She's so fat. Anyway, I love my piggies. So when I do the tutorial, it's going to have I'm going to try real hard to make chapters so you can skip to different parts. Okay. That way, when you want, you can just do it. Okay. You could just pull it up and it's right there, and it's going to say IEP, and it'll say goals and objectives tutorial. And that's all it's going to cover. And then there'll be another one that says IEP accommodations. That's another one they mess around with. Okay. Is that they don't put the accommodations in there. Okay. So let's say your kid has, what can I say? Let's say your kid has autism. Okay. So if your kid has autism, your kid may need, a slant board, okay, for writing. Or your kid might need the rubber bands they put around their legs. Oh, if your kid has ADD. If your kid has ADD, your kid for them to sit still. Don't do fidget so much when the kid's trying to do their work. When you give a fidget, okay, to a kid with ADD, they have to earn it. So that has to be part of a behavior support plan, because a lot of times I'm finding out that people are giving these fidgets for the kid to fidget while they're doing their work. The kid has ADD. That kid ain't doing their work. That kid's going to play with the fidget. It's constantly moving. That's what gets their attention. Okay. So they have to earn for a kid with what is it? ADD. For a kid, even if the kid doesn't have ADD, if the kid has a problem focusing and being distracted, you don't give them something that distracts them. What you do is you use that as leverage to get them to focus for very short periods of time. Okay. So if they work on something, if they do a math problem and it takes them 10 minutes to do one math problem, then they get their fidget. Whether they did it right or wrong is irrelevant. That they did it the way they were supposed to, one problem, then they get their fidget for 1 minute. Okay. And what you have to do is you have to get a behavior support plan that includes the fidget. And it includes that. Now, here's another thing about IEPs. I just did the accommodations. I did the goals and objectives. Okay. I forgot what I was. I hate being old sometimes. So okay. Oh, that's what it was. Now, when it comes to the accommodations, how many of you people have seen in the IEP the phrase "at the teacher's discretion"? Okay. It's never at the teacher's discretion. Okay. That teacher's got how many kids in the classroom? She doesn't know when this kid needs this. And nothing in the IEP has to be at the teacher's discretion. Absolutely not. Because if that's the case, kid ain't getting it. They're just not getting it. Do you know how many times I busted schools on that? Nothing is ever at the teacher's discretion. The reason why it's in the IEP is because the kid needs it. Not based on what the teacher wants to do. Not based on whether that teacher believes the kid needs it or not. What is she using to determine that your kid needs this particular accommodation? Because you see, that's what I'm going to ask her. Okay. That's what you should ask her. So how are you, I mean, then all of the reasons why and how you're going to determine when my kid needs the widget for an accommodation. Okay. That's like saying your kid, if a kid is in a wheelchair and so they got ramps that can be moved all over the school. And then the school says something stupid like the ramps will be available at the teacher's discretion. It's a denial of faith. If the kid doesn't get this thing as an accommodation, it's a denial of faith. The accommodations part of your kid's IEP, and every kid that's on an IEP has accommodations, okay? The accommodations page is 504. It's OCR 504 IDEA equals Office of Civil Rights. IDEA is a discrimination law, okay? So is Section 504. When your kid is on an IEP, your kid is automatically protected under Section 504. So when you have an accommodation in your kid's IEP, under accommodation, if it says anything about it being at the teacher's discretion, somehow putting the responsibility of the kid getting this particular accommodation, the timeline, on somebody else rather than the kid's needs, that person is going to determine your kid's needs at will. Today at 2:00, she decided your kid was going to get this widget, fidget, whatever it's called. Okay. No, we're not doing none of that. Okay. So anything that has to do with making the accommodation vague. So it's almost like it's not going to be given. They're going to put it, and that's what they do, people. They put stuff in the accommodations, and then they put comma at the teacher's discretion. No. Nothing, that means it's vague. Okay. Because you know what's not in there? What determined that kid to get that thing? What did the teacher use to determine the kid needed at that particular time of day? What? Okay. Because the accommodation, like a lot of kids, you know what they need? They need the fidget toys and timeout to calm down after recess or after lunch. Anything with a lot of stimulation, now they need time to calm down before they get into their work. So that's what the accommodation page has to say also. Okay. The accommodation, and I'll do a tutorial on accommodations in IEPs. Okay. For every section of the IEP, I'm going to do a tutorial. Okay. It's going to be it's going to be 30 minutes or less. It's going to be a video. Okay. And you will be able to see it anytime you want. And I'm going to do my best. I told you guys my goal is to do these lives every Thursday. Well, oh God, I forgot to tell you. Speaking of which, I'm changing it to Wednesday. Okay. So I'm still going to do it every week, but it's going to be on Wednesday. All right. That's what we're going to do. I really need you guys to come in with some questions, because if it's Q&A, I'm just going to go, because I can talk about special education all day, all night, every day. I love special education. It's the most interesting thing to me besides making jewelry and crocheting and stuff. It's a challenge, and I like challenges. The fact that you guys don't know this stuff sometimes really, that's the biggest challenge for me. Okay. So that's what I like a lot. Okay. So I love doing this. So like I'm telling you, if you guys have a specific question, just ask it. It doesn't even, if you're just curious, it's okay. I can get you the answer. If it has to do with special education, I'll tell you. If it has to do with special education, do it. If you want to ask the question on the YouTube channel piece where this is going to be published, put it there. I had one. Thank you very much for the person who put in the comment. I really appreciate it. That changes the algorithms for me, okay? Which means you guys help me. You're supporting my channel. If you really want to support me, do that, okay? Just subscribe, like, share, and comment. That's all I need you guys to do, because that changes the algorithms for me and it boosts my whole thing, okay? My membership, my viewing, all of that. And I want you guys to do it because I really love doing this. I'm telling you, I love it so much. And I don't want to stop. And if you guys don't like it, then tell me. I'll stop. You'll never see me again. I'll stop. I'll do another kind of tutorial. Because now I'm into jewelry and crocheting and stuff. I can do all of that. I'm good. But I don't want to bore you with it. Because I'm not advocating for one kid at a time anymore. I'm not doing it. I want to do what I did like I did in Massachusetts. I want to go after the head. Literally the snake's head. Because if I can cut off the head by stopping them, that's how you stop them. If I can cut off that head, I can help all of you at the same time. Whole bunch. And then you guys will know, because it's going to take a minute for that stuff to trickle down before you guys find out what the real deal is. Okay. But anyway, so we can, there's lots. I mean, under the IEP, there's the goals and objectives. There's the accommodation page. What you guys don't know is the first page of the IEP, where it talks about the students, the parents' concerns. The parents' concerns are big, 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 big. Okay. That first, the parents' concerns, the student's strength, and the vision statement, that one page is the driving force for the rest of your IEP. If you get that page right, everything else that you want will just, it'll come to you while you're writing up the IEP. Okay. I'm telling you, and that'll be another part. Now, after you get this wonderful IEP all done, now there's other things before I get there. There's other things that you add to your IEP, like what can a parent do when a child might be abused by someone at school, for example, a staff, a teacher? Barbara, I'm going to tell you something right now. I want you to ask me questions that you really want to ask, okay? Like all them phone calls you give me all the time. Ask those. But for that one, call the police. If your kid is being abused at school, you call the police and you report them. And you send the police over to the school and you say, I want a wellness check on my kid. Easy peasy. The police will do it. You tell the police that the school just reported this. You don't know if it's actually going on. You don't know what's going on because your kid has a disability. Okay. And the cops go over there. They'll meet you there. And then you tell, but it's only when when you believe your kid is being abused and the school calls you up and says they had to put your kid in a 5-point restraint. Then you call the police, because they're not going to write it up. Right. So you call the police immediately so that you can see your kid and what the hell happened. And now there's a police record of what happened. Okay. Now you have a police record. Barbara, ask me questions. There's a whole bunch of questions you should be asking about transition. Just saying, because there's a whole bunch of stuff you do not know about. And you want the questions because you call me all the time. Stop that. Anyway, Barbara's been my client. Her kid's 22. Her daughter's going to be 22 on the same day as I'm going to be 65. We have the same birthday. And I've been representing Barbara's kids since they were 10 and 12. So I talk to her like that. I don't care what I say. Barbara hangs up on me and everything. I don't care. She's my friend and she knows it. So you better stop doing what you're doing. I'm going to punch you. Anyway. And that's a whole nother thing too. Transition is wonderful and it's a pain in the neck and it's just like IDEA. They want you to believe it's not, but they're lying. It is. It's just like it and I can prove it. But anyway. So yeah, you want to put things in the IEP like they're going to collect data, they're going to collect monthly data. You want things in your IEP where it talks about, but thank you, Barbara, because you're the one that's asking questions. But anyway, um, you wanna put instructions in there. So these instructions will be like how they're going to prove to you that whatever gains your kid is making or not making, whether the kid is meeting the IEP, and you want to put things in there like you want to have a monthly meeting so that you can collect all the data. You want the data 2 days before the meeting. You want a monthly meeting to meet with the team to discuss your kid's progress so that everybody that's at that meeting is on your kid's team and everybody knows they're on the same page, because that's what a team does. They work together, okay? They work as one. But when you don't have meetings with these people, they're doing whatever they want and nobody knows. The left hand don't know what the right hand's doing. And they like it like that. Okay. And these fools will tell you crazy stuff. Like, well, we don't do that here. You know what? I want a monthly meeting and I want it now. Now we could do one of two things. Either you people do this because I know what you're going to do. And what they're going to do is you're going to put the data in there. They're not going to give it to you. I'm going to show you how to make them do everything. Okay. That's my goal, to teach as many people as I possibly can on how to go after these people when they're not doing their job with your kid. They got one job to do: teach. That's it. And that includes your kid too. Yeah, the school district play the same. That's right. Barbara's finding out because her kids are going into state services. And they were telling her, oh, no, this isn't the same as IDEA. This isn't the same as IDEA. No, it is. It's not IDEA. IDEA, but in actuality, it is. IDEA is an entitlement program. DDS services or any of the human service agencies. They're not entitlement. However, which means if they don't have the service, they don't have to give it to you. You're not going to get in trouble. But if your kid is deemed eligible to get day services, to get any kind of services, once they agree, now they're responsible for making sure that thing happens. They can't say, well, we're going to give it to them, and then 2 days later say, well, we can't do it. Or put all these stipulations and stuff. They can't do it. There's federal regulations for all human service agencies. It's called the Federal Department of Human Damn Services, DHS. People, you got to understand how our government works, okay? A lot of you don't, and it's not your fault. Because you see, when I went to school, they taught what's called civics. Have you guys ever heard of Schoolhouse Rock? Yeah, when I was growing up, it was called Schoolhouse Rock, and I think they got it on YouTube. And they taught all kinds of stuff. They taught civics, about how a bill becomes a law, and all about the different levels of government. Okay, and the different the 3 tiers in our in DC. My pigs are so bad; they're in there throwing stuff around. I'm gonna kill them, and I'm gonna eat them. But anyway, so you have to understand that the state is dependent on the federal government to give them money, grant money. Loved school. Are you my age? Love Schoolhouse Rock. Girl, we used to sing that song. My sister could still sing the Constitution. She could still sing the Constitution. I ain't lying. And she does it all the time. The Constitution. I'm going to post some of those on my channel because I mean, they were so much fun. Took to Multiplication Rock. That was my other favorite. I hated math, but I liked math when they were singing it. I could do my times tables because of Schoolhouse Rock. Multiplication Rock. I could do it. How a bill becomes a law. That was my favorite too. I should have known then I was going to be an advocate. I should have known then I was going down this road. But anyway, if you understand how our government works, you'll understand about the grant money, and you'll understand that when you fill out for grant money, first of all, grants are voluntary. So when the schools don't want to comply with the laws, all they have to stop doing is applying for the grant. What the people want, what the schools want, is they want the money, and they don't give a poop about what the grant says for getting the money. There's a conditional agreement they have to sign in order to get that's what it is, $643 million. I couldn't remember the number. That's what it is in Massachusetts. In order for Massachusetts to get $643 million every damn year, they have to agree to certain things. And one of the things are they have to implement IDEA. Period. 307 pages of federal requirements. And I believe other regulations such as 504. Okay, and Title I. We'll get into Title I is like this new thing for me. I just love it. I get all warm and fuzzy when I talk about Title I. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hate it at the same time. I hate it because the schools have figured out a way how to get millions of dollars, and they don't have to do jack doodly squat. They say people have credentials and they don't. And in Massachusetts is about to find out what kind of person I really am, because they're going to have paraprofessionals who are certified to some degree, and they're going to have to prove it. And they're going to have to get the person out of the IEP if they don't have it. We finally, on that one kid, we finally got a paraprofessional that has a bachelor's degree, which is appropriate. As long as you have a bachelor's degree, you can work with this kid. Not only does she have a bachelor's degree, but she also has ABA training. Perfect. But you know how many it took to get there? 6. 6 times they screwed up. Everybody was quitting. You know why? It's too much work. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't do that job. So they quit. They quit within a relatively short period of time because the people at the school district are lazy. I mean, they pretty much told us during a team meeting, well, we have this person sitting in, but I told her that she doesn't have any credentials. She's not trained. She doesn't know what she's doing. And I'm like, so wait a minute. You people think that just because she has a pulse, I literally said that at the meeting. Their lawyer was sitting at the table. And a warm body that you're meeting some kind of requirement. Are you kidding me with this right now? They think that is okay. It's not okay. But I can beat them with your help. Okay? You guys can help me. When I get on my rant and I tell you guys, file the complaint. Ask questions. You can ask. Don't listen. Because you guys do it to me. Do not. Oh, there's a person I got to contact. I forgot. She said, what's her next step? Shoot. Anyway. What's her name? Contact. Forgot. Contacts. Parent. No. I just have to write myself a note because I just remember talking to you guys. But anyway. You have to learn how to fight back, and you have to learn how to fight back right. Yelling and screaming and carrying on. I mean, I do it, but I've learned. I finally honed my skill to a point where even if I get loud, I don't have to get that loud, because writing, putting everything in writing, that's my forte. And now I just found this new thing called AI, and I'm in love. I'm in love with AI. It just writes it so it sounds like I got sense. And I love it. I love it. Nobody can say nothing. They can't say I'm mean, abusive. They can't say things like I accuse them of doing something. It takes out all of the nonsense. Okay? Because I tell it what I want. I write it up. I put it in there. It's wonderful. One day I'll show you guys that too. Because I'm telling you, the E in email stands for evidence. You guys have to understand that. You have to understand that, okay? I know this is hard. I really do. 30 years. I know it's hard. It's always hard. I'm in a hearing right now, and I want to choke out. I want to choke her out. The lawyer. I mean, the shenanigans that go on with these lawyers is unreal. Okay, it's unreal. It's unreal. I got one of the lawyers I was in a hearing with. I think it was Barbara's case. As a matter of fact, we were in the hearing. We won that case. But the stupid lawyer for this district, I sent her something, and she said, I think it was this one, but I'm not going to say her name. But she said that she couldn't open it. It was an Adobe. It was a PDF file. This law firm is huge in Massachusetts. I mean, it's humongous. She tells me she can't open it. I got to send it like this. I got to do that. I said, I'm not doing any. She wanted me to mail it. I said, I'm not doing that because you see, it would have been more difficult for me to mail it. And the first time I mail it, now this wench is going to say this all the time. So I said, I'm not mailing it. I'm doing it like this. I've been doing it like this for months. So are you telling me that big, ginormous law firm you work for, you're telling me you guys can't afford Adobe Pro? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me with that right now. I said, listen, you better go figure out how to open it because I'm not sending it again. And I put the hearing officer saw all of this. I didn't care. It was a big, long email thread of her telling me, I said, I don't care if you open it or not. If you think for one hot break, the hearing officer opened it, the mother opened it, how come you can't open it? I said, let me tell you something. If you think you're going to use this as an excuse because so you're going to get more time to answer the motion, you're not. You're not. Because everybody else opened it. You couldn't. This is the stupid stuff that you go through in a hearing. That's what I tell you people. If you can beat them, you got to do everything you can to beat them. And I'm going to show you how to do it before you have to go to hearing. Because by the time you get done with them, they won't want to go to hearing because you got the goods on them. And it's going to take you a minute. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take a minute. Okay. Team meetings. You guys. So do you guys want me to show you the laws? Okay. I'm going to show you the laws. I didn't want to do this. I'm just giving you an overview, really. Okay. But I think what I want to do is I want to show you the IEP thing. Why is this not doing it? I shut it off. I want to show you the IEP one. The laws for IEPs. I'll do that. I'll do that. And then let me get it over here. So, whoops. I forget I got to do it over here. What? Really? Okay. This is the regulation regarding the IEP. Okay. Hi, Meg. How you doing, girl? So, I'm giving everybody an overview of what's coming down the pipe. Okay. So, if you have any questions, throw it in there. If you don't, I'm good. So, right now, I'm showing everybody what an IEP actually is supposed to contain. Okay. And how it's supposed to contain it. So, you guys don't have IEPs that are coming back saying, we didn't do that one yet. What do you mean you didn't do that one yet? When are you going to do it? We're 6 months in. Ding dongs. So anyway, so then you end up with an IEP at the end of the year saying she didn't meet her goals. She didn't meet her goals because you're stupid. The IEP was irregular, unreasonably calculated, ambiguous, and stupid. Just saying. So anyway, so here it is. Here's the measurable goal one. See this one right here? Okay. I wonder if I can do it. Good job. Open. Open. Oh, I think I gotta do this. Okay. So I don't understand why it doesn't work. Okay. I don't understand why some stuff works on my computer and some don't. It just does what it wants. I need a new computer, guys. You need to help me. Subscribe to my channel so I can get a new upgrade on my computer. Please. Hi. So sorry, honey. You don't worry about nothing. You ain't late. You ain't late, girl. Okay. So let me see if I can explain this to you guys. These regulations are step-by-step instructions for the school district. Do you understand? And the feds. School district and these are step-by-step instructions. If they followed this, all kids with special needs on IEPs would have good stuff going on. Okay? So they would meet the IEP goals and objectives. But because they're wombats, it doesn't. It doesn't work. I'm going to do it this way then because I'm getting distracted with my voice. There. Okay. It says a statement of measurable annual goals, including academic and functional goals, designed to meet the child's needs that result from the child's disability to enable the child to be involved in and make progress in the general education curriculum. Okay. I keep doing dumb stuff. Okay. So what that means is this. The purpose of your child, being on an IEP is so that your child can have the same opportunities as their non-disabled peers. Okay, so this is just going to bug me. So I guess it's not letting me do it right because I got too much stuff open. I don't know. Okay, it just froze. Okay. I hate my life sometimes. Anyway, the purpose of an IEP is to help your kid access the general curriculum, okay, to the best of your kid's ability with the necessary supports and services, okay? So, for instance, you don't take a kid with special needs and who has all kinds of delays. They have the academic delays, they have cognitive delays, they have speech and language, they have writing, they have all kinds of delays, and put them in a regular classroom with kids who can add, subtract, multiply, divide, who can not only do they know the alphabet, but they can actually say the letters of every letter in the alphabet, which then parlays into spelling words, okay? Because until it's amazing to know that schools don't know this. In order for a child to learn how to read and spell, guess what they have to know? The alphabet. They have to know the sounds the letters make. How can you spell cat if you don't know what the letter C sounds like? How can you do that? So what are you going to spell? DDF? That's not cat. That's DDF. So, and if the kid can't spell, because the kid doesn't know the sounds of the letters of the alphabet, then the kid's not going to be able to read either. Everything goes together. So when you're writing the IEP, you have to think about what goes together. So if you say in your kid's IEP, goal number 1, your kid's going to learn the alphabet. Your kid's going to know the alphabet, uppercase, lowercase, visually, and auditorily. So when she's in class and somebody's saying, write the letter A on the blackboard, honey, your kid can do that. Everything has to go in clumps. It's like, you know that Sesame Street song? I'm dating myself again. I don't care. You know the Sesame Street song, right? Which one of these things just doesn't belong here? Okay. So they'll show a cat, a dog, and a parrot, and then a can of peas. And then the kids say the peas don't go there because those are all animals. That's what you have to do when you're writing an IEP. You gotta put everything together. So goal number 1 is she will learn the alphabet, uppercase, and then underneath it says A, uppercase, lowercase, auditorily, and visually. All of those go together. The next goal will be she will learn the sounds of every letter in the alphabet. She will be able to say it upon demand. She will be able to recite it on her own independently. Any way that she will be and taking it by dictation. So if somebody says, no, that's not right, not dictation. If somebody says to her, what does what does that sound? What letter of the alphabet does that? Yeah, dictation. She'll be able to do it. Okay. See what I'm doing? Started with the alphabet. All the ways you got to know the alphabet. Then I started with the sound, and then all the different ways you learn the sound, okay? The next one is spelling. Once she's mastered all of that, she should have, and then the IEP will say something to the effect, by the end of the IEP period, she will learn the alphabet. Number 1. She will learn the sound. She will learn this. She will learn this. There's 4 things for every goal. Part of the goal. And then you put, with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. That's a measurable damn goal. That's how you write them. You have the goal, there's an objective in there, and it's measurable. Those are the components, okay? If your IEP doesn't look anything like that, if they just say, kid's going to learn the ABCs, and your kid doesn't know the ABCs at all. So next year, what are they going to say? The kid's going to learn the sounds of the alphabet? And then the year after that, the kid's going to spell? And then there's a whole bunch of holes in that the kid looks like she has Swiss cheese for an education. And they used to hate when I use that analogy, but it's true. It's really, really true. You guys, I'm going to show you what a bad one looks like and what a good one looks like. I'll show you what it looks like. And then you're going to take that sample. And if you want, I'm going to figure out a way how to put this crap on my website so you guys can download it and you can use it to figure it out. Okay? Meg, stop laughing. I just noticed you're laughing. It's not funny. Nothing's funny. I hate those people. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Okay? And with all of this is about your rights and instructions. So when the school district says something wild to, like, well, we don't do that here. Oh, you don't follow the federal instructions under IDEA for how you write an IEP? You don't do that. Then I'm going to show you guys how to go on the internet, go on that website you just saw. Do you know you can print that page out? So when they tell you something dumb, then what you do is you hand them the page and you say, what you guys said you're putting in this IEP is not this. Then they'll tell you something wild, like, well, we don't really do it like that. Okay, I'll tell you what. This is how you talk to them. You say, okay, good. I'll tell you what. You give me the damn IEP. As soon as I get the IEP, I'm filing a complaint. The IEP is not reasonably calculated to address my kid's unique needs. It denies FAPE because it denies my daughter the opportunity to access the damn general curriculum. That's what that's all about. So what an IEP is for the kid to access the general curriculum. Not for the kid to go to the general education classroom and go color. Yeah. They actually put that in a note to the parent for the daily thing. This is what I can tell you. So the regular ed teacher, we're at a team meeting with this teacher and she's talking and everything. And I said to her, what does she do in your classroom? Does she do the same work everybody else is doing? She said, no. I said, why not? I said, is it because she can't spell? No. Is it because she can't add 1 + 1? Yes. Is it because she can't spell? She said, yes. I said, so what is she doing when she's in your classroom? She's working with the aide. The aide. We don't even know if the wench had a high school diploma. So the regular ed teacher actually admitted this to me, to my face. I said, so my client is in your classroom according to this IEP, 170 minutes, and she's coloring? Their lawyer was sitting at the table. Before the meeting started, I told her, I need you to tell me something. She said, yes. I said, are you here as a team member or are you here as the lawyer for the school district? Because if you're a team member, I'm calling you as a witness. Feel me? She said, I'm the school district. I'm here to represent the school district's interests. You're here to protect your clients. Every question I asked them, they referred it back to the attorney. I said, good. I'll be calling her as a witness because she's stupid. She thinks she's the boss. She's not the boss. I'm the boss. The mother's the boss. And even the kid is the boss. The lawyer, not so much. Not so much. But if you want to bring a lawyer in, then that's okay. Because now we're going to have an adversarial situation. And that's just what happened. It became very adversarial. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. This is stupid. Then the stupid lawyer didn't know that we had already rejected the IEP. We rejected the IEP. And so rather than the school district trying to fix the IEP and try to figure out what we wanted, the school district, because she's like, well, we're going to do this. I said, we're not going to do none of that. That IEP is rejected. Hello. What are you doing? She didn't even know. The lawyer didn't know. As soon as she found out, I think it was 2 days later, she filed for a hearing. She filed for a hearing on something this big. I countered with something this big. She only went back a few months. I went back 2 years. And I'm about to do it again. She is a terrible, terrible girl. Terrible is kind. She's a piece of she's underneath a snake. She's a lawyer. No offense to lawyers, but they're a lawyer, your profession. I don't even know why people went to school. I don't understand why they went to school and spent all that money to become a lawyer to take candy from babies. It's disgusting. Can you imagine going to law school? This is your life. You represent school districts who violate students' rights, who have disabilities, and you're proud of yourself that you win. You win because the people that work at the Department of Education, the hearing officers, you sending text messages to them while we're in a hearing. Are you kidding me with this right now? And like I said to you guys, I don't say nothing I can't back up. I can't say nothing. You won't believe how much I learned about IB. Good. Keep going, girl. I'm going to put some more stuff out there. I haven't put out a real good, juicy video, a tutorial in a long time. And I'm going to be 65. I'm so scared. I'm this close to 70. I can't even say I don't want to be because then, God could say, oh, I got you your wish. No, I'm good. I'm happy. But it's different. 65 is a different number. And that's going to come the 23rd. And I'm scared to death. But I'm happy because I have decided to take a turn with advocacy. And I think that I can do way more. See, before it was, I want to help kids with disabilities, kid by kid, one kid at a time. Now it's, I want to have a whole bunch at a time. I want to start some shit. That's what I want to do. I want to make things as difficult for them, as uncomfortable for them as they've done to us for years. I've been doing this for 30 years. I have a lot of pent-up anger. I'm very emotional. So yeah, I'm going to do this because I love it. It's fun and it's challenging. And I'm telling you, I'm going to hurt them. Okay. I'm going to hit them where it hurts. I'm going to have to, I was talking to, my girl, and I was like, I can't figure out anymore. Before I was certain it had to do with the money, but I'm not anymore. Now it's all about egos. These people have the biggest, disgusting egos I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you got to be some kind of insecure person to think that doing what you're doing to little children with disabilities and not even trying to work it out with the school, all between the parent and the school, your job is to make billable hours. That was perfect. Billable hours. It's all about the billable hours for these lawyers that work for these schools. If they work for a huge law firm like the ones I'm dealing with, it's all about the billable hours. You see, they don't care if they keep, having to do stuff. But that's good with me because I like writing. I like writing. I like motions. I like asking for stuff. I love it. And the more motions you write in a hearing, the more money it costs the school district. Don't care. Do not care. Because you see, here, as for me as an advocate, I'm not one of those people. I'm not about making $1 million being an advocate. Okay. Most of the people that I work with, they don't have that kind of money. They don't. I've had a few, in 30 years, when I say a few, a handful of people that had enough money to pay me what they should be paying me. And even them I didn't charge. Because for me, it's not about the money. It's about the kid. So anyway, now I said all that good jolly shit. So that's another thing that we're going to discuss. The other thing is like, where do you put in stuff that you want in the IEP, like what you want the school district to do, so that you can monitor the school district, okay? And when you ask for stuff and they don't give it to you, what do you do then? So that's going to be another thing. I'm going to show you every time you ask for something, how many times you send the thing, how many times you send the email to ask for it, okay? How to build a case against them. It's fun. I'm telling you, it's fun. A lot of you parents don't think it's fun. I think it's fun because I know what's going to happen. They're going to bury themselves because they're stupid. I bought more circle things. I was away from this for a long time, but I missed it so much. I love this thing, circle. Oh, it's delicious. You guys should get one. I'm not sponsored, but you guys should get one of these. You drink water all day long. It's delicious. You dial the strength of the juice that's inside of it. It's in a tube. You want to see it? Yeah. This is the thing you buy. You buy this, but then you buy these. This has juice in it, and it's got a dial on it. And so if you like it real tasty and sweet, you can put it all the way up. If you just like a little, you put it way down. So I have it way down. And it lasts a long time when it's way down. So I love it. It's this is the metal one, so it keeps it nice and cold. That's my spiel. I love it. I'm not sponsored, but that thing is like the bomb. Anyway, it's just enough water too. It's not like, you'll be drinking the water for 4 days. So anyway, so those are some of the things I want to teach you guys. I want to teach you, listen, I want to teach you the Tammy Joy way. Okay, that's what I'm going to teach you. I had a couple of people call me this week, and it was so funny because I think it was Meg. It was either Meg or my other girl, Leanne, that said WWTD. What would Tammy do? Because they tell me you should. Both of them said I should put it on a t-shirt. So that's what I'm going to do, sweatshirts and stuff. It's WWTD. What would Tammy do? 2 advocates, I think it was 2 advocates, called me up and said, you enjoy doing what you're doing. That's it. That's it. I do. I forgot what I was going to say. See, I can't even. I have the attention span of a TT fly. I want you guys to learn what I did. Okay. I came up, I was struggling. You guys think this is hard? I didn't have anybody. Back in the day, 1998, I had to explain to people what an advocate was. Nobody even knew what an advocate was. Now, you say advocate, everybody knows what you are, whether they have special needs kids or not. They know, most people know what an advocate is, especially people who have kids. So I came up hard knocks for real. I had to do, everything was trial and error, because the only people that knew how to do this, work this system, were lawyers. And some states, you couldn't even do it with the parent. You had to play second chair for all intents and purposes. So nobody really knew how to do this thing. The only time parents went up for a hearing is when they went with a lawyer. Do you know how much lawyers cost? Every little thing, they nickel and dime you to death. Sorry, but you guys do. Most. Not all, guys, before anybody attacks me, not all lawyers do that. But if you have to see this field here, you can't make a lot of money doing this. First of all, and there's a whole bunch of you guys here who are going to attest to the fact that it's a lot of work. There's things that I do that force them to do stuff. And a lot of times parents are like, why are you doing that? You can't just cut to the chase. It's all about the law. Okay. I just watched this thing today. For instance, Alina Habba is the lawyer for Donald Trump. This girl is a lawyer, and she didn't know how to ask a question of a witness. They were talking about it. I was like, what? Nah, you're making it up. And then they showed like the transcript. She finally looked at the judge and she said, I don't know what to do here. You're his lawyer. You're in the second defamation case, and the first one he has to pay $5 million. He got a second defamation case because he's stupid. He went and ran his mouth the second and he got out of the court. Defamed her again. So now this lawyer didn't know how to build a foundation for the questioning that would allow her to submit evidence. Then she was asking questions that she didn't even have the evidence for. And I'm laughing because I'm like, holy shit, that's what people do now. That's the way I was when I became an advocate. I told the judge, I know how to ask the question. And so my lawyer friend said, anytime you want to ask a question, you have to build a question around the document. First, you have to have the evidence. That's what I tell you guys all the time. Facts, law, and evidence. Okay? You have to have that. If you don't have it, you don't have a case. You need to go sit your hiney down, because going to a hearing and saying, well, she did this and they did that. And no, it's not the way it works. It's not a team meeting. Okay. There's facts, law, and evidence. Now, the hearing officers and the lawyers for the school district, they're going to make it real difficult for you. Okay. But if you hit the ground running, they're going to try. but they're going to lose. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So I can protect you as much as you can. I'm going to teach you how to, I'm going to teach you how to, I'm going to help you by protecting yourself. I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself and how to make sure that you win. So you don't have to go all the way to federal court. And then I'm going to show you guys how you guys can appeal a court case to federal court from your living room on your computer. Everything is done online, and it's you have to pay for it. But if you're indigent, you don't have to pay. Okay, there's paperwork. You go in, you fill out the paperwork. They'll ask a whole bunch of questions, but you don't. It's an appeal, and you don't have to pay. But my theory is this: if I can teach you guys how to file in federal court, even if you lose, you won. Because you just told the school district, I don't care. Because the school district, it's not about money. They don't care it's about money. So since they don't care, let them spend it. They can spend it with the federal court judge because you know what you don't have to pay for? The records or anything going to them. The state has to pay for the records to go to the federal court judge. You really don't have to do that much. Even if you do have to pay, it's not that much. Okay. And everything gets done at once. So you don't have to go get a server. They're called a server. You have to get, when you file in court, you have to get your people, you have to get the people you're filing against served by either you have to do it or you have to hire somebody to go do it. Okay. And then there's a document that they get and they put in the file. Now everything's done electronically. You don't have to leave your house. We can learn how to do it together. Okay. I want to teach you guys all of this stuff because there's so much, and it's a challenge. If you're doing it for your kid, it's a pain, and you're going to need support. You're going to need emotional support because you're going to want to pull all your hair out, all of it. I mean, every last bit, because between the school, the laws, and the paperwork, you're going to drive yourself nuts. What you can't do is do everything on this. No. You need a computer, okay? When you have a kid with a disability, you're dealing with these wombats, you don't do everything on your phone, okay? Because this is half-ass, okay? Because you're getting everything on this phone. You're getting all the emails, and you're reading the emails. And unless you have superhuman eyeballs, you're going to have to go from side to side to look at the letter that they sent. Then you have to respond to it. And you can't respond to a formal letter in a hearing or with the school on this. It's just so unprofessional. Don't do it. And you make one small mistake and that email went everywhere. Don't do it. I'm telling you. And you can go to a library. There's lots of things you can do to get a computer. Get a computer. Even if it's a tablet. I got a little one over there and it's like a tablet, but it has a keyboard and it's real teensy and it's real skinny. It's a Lenovo. I think they're like $300. Okay. But I mean, there's ways of getting stuff. I could show you how to do that too. Okay. The other thing that the school districts violate a lot are timelines. Okay. Timelines are huge. It's because if they don't do stuff that they're supposed to do in the IEP, it's a violation. It's a denial of FAPE because the kid didn't get the service within the timeline of the IEP. Okay. That's a violation. And every day they do it wrong, you can go after them. And you guys, what you really want to do, I was just talking about federal court and everything. You guys can do everything you can through, what's it called? The state complaint procedures. That's what you can do. Okay. You don't have to go to court. You do not have to go to court. Now, if the school district files for court, then you have to go to court. Now you got to hit them with all you got, everything you got. You got to go back 2 years. Always go back 2 years. If the school district drags you into a hearing, the way you answer that thing is you file your own goddamn complaint, okay, against them. All right. And then what'll happen is when you file your complaint, then right after it goes through and you get your number and everything, then you file a motion to consolidate, or the other party will. It doesn't matter. But you put both of them together so you got one case. Now, when you do that, you have more time. Okay. The parent always has more time than the school district to be heard. So once it's consolidated, then you get to do it. So that's what you do. Don't do everything in your power to file a complaint first. So when you file a complaint, 60 days, you get an answer. It might not be the answer you want, but you get an answer. Okay. There's no witnesses. There's no books. There's only evidence. All right. And I have lots of videos on how to put that together. I'm going to update some of them, okay, to make them more clear for you. But you are doing a state, and that's the reason why Congress put that in there in the IDEA regulations. It's cost effective and it's quick. It takes 60 days. Beyond the 60-day timeline is a violation against the state. Then I'm going to show you when the state comes back and says foolishness about or omits allegations that you made because it's uncomfortable for them or they didn't like it or whatever the hell's going on in their little teeny brains. I'm going to show you how to file a complaint against the state. It's two different types of complaints. The school district's complaint is about the regulations they violated when they didn't implement your kid's IEP. The complaint against the state is that the state violated the state complaint procedures. That's a violation that they didn't investigate all of your allegations. That's a violation. It's a violation that they didn't review all relevant information. That's a violation. It's a violation for the state to take more than 60 days to complete an investigation. So, and the reason why that's bad is because had they done their job right, maybe the result in your complaint would have been different. That's what they just found out with one of my cases. That case I showed you last week. Okay. So there's lots to tell you guys. I mean, it's going to be fun. And I want to show you as much as I can. We're going to talk about prior written notice. Oh, God. Prior written notice. People still don't get it. You don't understand. All of the stuff that I'm telling you guys is important to know to stop the shenanigans with the school district. That's how you stop them. Okay? When they figure out that you know what you're doing, they will stop. They're stupid. Right, Meg? Right? They do. We're in a hearing and they're still stopping. So they're making changes that they never did before. I mean, one of the problems was she didn't get the records. She's getting them now. She's got records now. One of the problems was that the paraprofessionals, none of them had credentials. They got credentials right now. Now the kid's going to make gains. You know what the kid's not doing? Having SIB behaviors. Okay? She was having a whole bunch with the wombats who didn't have credentials. I hate people. I don't like that side. I like this side over here. With the parents and the kids, I like this side over here. I don't like them. I think they're stupid, and they like being stupid. And I think calling them stupid to their face is a wonderful thing. Stupid. I don't care. I hate them. I know. I think that would be good to put on a t-shirt, huh? I hate them. Well, they're going to think, people are going to think the t-shirt says, I hate them. It's going to be like aliens. Well, I hate, yeah. They can't get out of there. They can't. They struggle so much. I've said it since I became an advocate. I swear. I don't think the kids need an IEP. I think the school does. The teachers do. Everybody that's working with the kid, you write up an IEP, right? And it's all about the kid. But instead of the IEP being for the kid, it should have the teacher's name on it for that kid. They need the IEP. They're stupid. They can't follow simple, step-by-step instructions like the IDEA. I mean, it's written in layman's terms. You don't have to go to school to be a lawyer to understand the regulations in IDEA. You simply do not. That's why I loved it so much. I couldn't believe, because I was like you guys. I thought that the regulations were like, oh, F. Bailey kind of stuff. No, not at all. It's easy to understand. What you're reading 99% of the time is exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think. No more, no less. Don't read too much into the regulations. Read it word by word, one sentence at a time. And I'm telling you, you'll get it. Hey, I'm going to ask you guys questions. How would you like it if I did like tutorials, but in small groups? Would you guys like to do that? Like say 5. I said I was going to do this before and I never did it, but I really want to do it. But I put stuff out there like today. Nobody signed up. When I went and looked, I didn't think anybody was coming. But a lot of people did. Yes, you and Barbara. I know. I know. I think that's what I want to do, because I can get a smaller group, and then that way I can work with a group at a time. And but I'll still do this. So I'll pick a topic that I think people will be interested in, given the group size, and given what the issues are within that group, and we'll take a consensus, and that will be yes, please. Okay. I think you Santia, is that how you say your name? I think I asked this question before. You said the same thing. Yes, please. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. There's just me on YouTube, but creative on FA. Okay, good. Well, yeah, I get a lot. It depends. Now, the last week I did it, and everybody was on YouTube, but this week everybody's on Facebook. So, I'm trying to do both at the same time, but I'm really trying to build my YouTube channel because that's where the money is. You see, I can get paid for doing this, and you guys don't have to pay me a dime. So the more you guys do this, and then one of the things that I would ask the group if I could publish that training. So that would really be helpful. Like if you didn't want your face on, I would say, okay, take your face off. You could be there, but take your face off. But I would prefer it if I could see you. But if not, that would be okay. It would still be a small group. And if I wanted to put it out there for everybody to see, if I thought it was an exceptionally good group and you guys participated and you asked questions and it was really good, then I would probably get your permission to post it. But I would also just, if you didn't want to, then I tell you, don't put your camera on, just put your voice. And you guys don't have to give me, and just like we're doing here, don't give me any information about yourself. Okay. I'm not going to ask you those questions. I might ask you how old your kid is. And I might ask you, what is a disability? And then I might ask you, what are your concerns? So I'll go around the room and do that. And then we'll say, okay, what do you guys want to, you guys all heard what everybody said. So what do you guys want to talk about? Out of all that stuff we just said, what do you guys want to, what is the first one? And I'll write it I'll have a whiteboard and I'll write it on the whiteboard and we'll just go down the line. How does that sound? I think that's a cool idea. I like it a lot. And I'm going to do it. But I need you guys to go to my YouTube channel. And I need you, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. If there's anything in here, one of the things you guys can comment on is like one of the ladies asked, she made a statement. And then I clarified the statement for her. But you can ask me a question. If you want to know, Tammy, what's the law on? If you go on YouTube and you want to know after any of my things, if you guys stop posting stuff, I'll start checking. But I check and nobody's posted anything. And, sometimes they're old and stuff. But if you say, hey, Tammy, I asked you a question, you never answer me, I'll go right on there and I'll go check it. And then I'll give you the answer. But that's the kind of stuff you guys can do. Go on these channels. Go on my YouTube channel. Click subscribe. And then don't forget to hit that little notification bell. Because every time you hit the notification bell, you'll get a notification that's supposed to. 90% of the time it works. And the Facebook page does the same thing. There's a notification bell on the Facebook page too if you follow me. If I got all of you people that are on my Facebook page over to YouTube, even if you guys do know, you could be on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, right? Like I'm doing right now. Yeah. You don't have to give up one to get the other. Okay? You got to have an open mind, people on Facebook. You got to have it, because if I got you guys from Facebook and I got 982 of you over there, I'd be this close to meeting the mark. And then YouTube will start trying to pay me. I'll be good, because I would do this even more. I'll have an incentive. Give me the incentive. Give me the incentive, guys, to do even more. The more of an incentive I have, the more I do. For free, for you. Okay? I gotta go because I'm so tired, guys. I keep waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so tired. Okay. All right, guys. So that was just a tiddlywink of what we're gonna do. Maybe ask what some parents most scared when fighting with the scooter. That's a really good question, Barbara. That's a really good question. And then we can desensitize them from it. I've desensitized a lot of people. Barbara, I didn't have to. Did I ever tell you the time when I went to a team meeting with Barbara? It was back in the day. Barbara was madder than a pit bull. Retaliation, yes. I can address that. Barbara was madder than a pit bull. And so, to break it up a little bit, I sit way on one end of the table. Barbara's way on the other end. And she's sitting right next to the sped director. And Barbara, they said something, and I didn't even expect it. Barbara took her fist and banged on the table, and she said, she said it real loud. I was like, I said, Barbara, can't do that. You can't say that. She did it twice, 2 different meetings. But I laughed. I was like, they didn't know what to do with her. At that point, she banged everybody jumped because nobody expected. She was mad. Oh, she was so bad. Barbara's funny. That's my girl. So anyway, yes, Megan, retaliation that's a biggie. And I can tell you how to make sure that don't happen. Because what you have to do is you have to remind them of what they're doing, and you have to tell them. That's retaliatory. Are you trying to scare me? Trying to intimidate me? Yeah, no. So anyway, so that's what I want to do. I hope you guys can do it. It's going to be fun. That's what I want for 2024. I want to do some more tutorials. I'm going to try to put together something and see how I can do it to do the small groups. And I can actually do them on different days and stuff. It doesn't have to be once a month. So I'll figure it out and I'll let you guys know what we're going to do. Okay. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. I told you I'll be back here next week, Thursday night. Oh, I'm sorry, Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday. Go and do my thing because I'm doing it on Wednesday night. Okay. I'm going to start putting more reminders on Facebook and YouTube about the shows. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Guys, come with questions. Bye, guys. See you next week.